Welcome to Criminal Mind Analysis, where we decode the psychology behind history's most notorious criminals. I'm your host, and today we're beginning an in-depth series on Ted Bundy, one of America's most dangerous serial killers. In this episode, we'll explore how Bundy's charming facade masked a calculating psychopath, examine his psychological profile, and understand the manipulation techniques that allowed him to kill over 30 women while appearing completely normal. Let's dive into the mind of a killer. Ted Bundy killed over 30 women, but here's what's truly terrifying. He was the perfect neighbor, the ideal boyfriend, the charming law student everyone trusted. How did one of history's most brutal serial killers hide in plain sight for over a decade? Theodore Robert Bundy wasn't born a monster. Born on November 24, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont, he appeared to be the American dream personified. Handsome, intelligent, articulate, he worked at a suicide prevention hotline, studied psychology at the University of Washington, and even saved a drowning child from a lake. But beneath this carefully crafted facade lurked something far more sinister. Bundy's psychological profile reveals a textbook psychopath with narcissistic personality disorder. He possessed what experts call superficial charm, an ability to manipulate others through charisma and false empathy. Unlike other serial killers who were obviously disturbed, Bundy understood social norms perfectly. He didn't break them out of ignorance. He weaponized them. The most chilling aspect of Bundy's psychology was his complete lack of genuine emotion. Dr. Dorothy Lewis, who interviewed him extensively, noted that Bundy could discuss his crimes with the same emotional detachment as someone describing their grocery list. This emotional void, combined with his high intelligence, created a perfect storm for manipulation and violence. Bundy's killing method was methodical and calculated. He would approach victims in public places, often feigning injury with a fake cast or crutches. He exploited women's natural compassion, asking for help loading books into his Volkswagen Beetle. This wasn't random violence. It was psychological warfare. He studied human behavior, identified vulnerabilities, and exploited them with surgical precision. What made Bundy particularly dangerous was his ability to compartmentalize. He maintained long-term relationships while actively hunting victims. His girlfriend, Elizabeth Klopfer, lived with him for years, never suspecting the man she loved was a killer. This dual existence required extraordinary psychological control, the ability to switch between personas seamlessly. Bundy's childhood provides crucial insights into his psychological development. Raised believing his mother was his sister and his grandparents were his parents, Bundy discovered this deception as a teenager. This early betrayal may have contributed to his profound distrust of women and his need to control them completely. His grandfather, Samuel Cowell, was reportedly violent and possibly abusive, providing an early model of male dominance through fear. The psychology behind Bundy's victim selection reveals his deep-seated misogyny. He primarily targeted young, attractive women with long, dark hair parted in the middle, a type that resembled his first serious girlfriend, Stephanie Brooks, who had rejected him. This pattern suggests his murders were, in part, symbolic revenge against women who had wounded his narcissistic ego. Bundy's intelligence became both his greatest weapon and his ultimate downfall. His IQ was estimated at 136, well above average, which allowed him to evade capture for years. He studied law enforcement techniques, changed his methods to avoid detection, and even inserted himself into investigations. But his arrogance led him to represent himself in court, believing he could outsmart the legal system. During his trials, Bundy's behavior revealed classic narcissistic traits. He craved attention and recognition, even proposing marriage to Carol Ann Boone during his trial for the Chi Omega murders. He enjoyed the media spotlight, giving interviews and maintaining his innocence while simultaneously hinting at his guilt. This need for control and admiration is textbook psychopathic behavior. The most disturbing aspect of Bundy's psychology was his complete objectification of his victims. In his final interviews with FBI profiler Bill Hagmaier, Bundy described his victims not as human beings, but as possessions to be acquired and controlled. He spoke of the thrill of the hunt, the satisfaction of complete domination, and the ultimate disposal of what he saw as objects rather than people. Bundy's case revolutionized criminal psychology and profiling. He shattered the myth that killers are obviously disturbed outcasts living on society's fringes. Instead, he proved that the most dangerous predators often hide behind masks of normalcy and charm. His case led to the development of modern criminal profiling techniques and changed how law enforcement approaches serial killer investigations. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit studied Bundy extensively, using his case to develop the organized-disorganized killer typology. Bundy was the prototype of the organized killer, intelligent, socially competent, and methodical in his approach. This classification system is still used today to help investigators understand and catch serial killers. Perhaps most chilling is what Bundy's psychology tells us about the nature of evil itself. He wasn't driven by passion, rage, or obvious mental illness. He killed because he enjoyed it, because it gave him a sense of power and control that he couldn't achieve through normal means. His victims weren't symbols or substitutes. They were simply objects for his gratification. Ted Bundy's psychological profile serves as a stark reminder that evil doesn't always announce itself with obvious warning signs. Sometimes it wears a charming smile, speaks with eloquence, and offers to help you carry your books. Understanding his psychology isn't about excusing his crimes. It's about recognizing the warning signs and protecting ourselves from those who would exploit our trust. The scariest truth about Ted Bundy isn't the number of people he killed. It's how easily he could have been your neighbor, your coworker, or your friend. His legacy serves as a chilling reminder that evil doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it smiles back at you, and by the time you realize the truth, it may already be too late. Understanding Bundy's psychology helps us recognize the warning signs of psychopathic behavior and protect ourselves from those who would exploit our trust. Because the next charming stranger you meet might not be what they seem. Thank you for watching Criminal Mind Analysis. If you found this psychological breakdown fascinating, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into criminal minds. In our next episode, we'll explore Ted Bundy's childhood and the early signs that created a monster. What do you think made Bundy so dangerous? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and keep analyzing.